So we are now on episode 5 of Riverdale, and a lot of shit is going down. And episode 5 focuses on the memorial service for Jason Blossom, the high school kid who was murdered at the beginning of the show, and we're still trying to figure out what the circumstances behind what that murder was and who the killer was. So first of all, let's talk about the Blossoms, Jason's family. They just live in a creepy ass house. I mean,
every town has one.
Thank you all for coming.
A spooky house that all the kids avoid.
If you're so rich that you have to give your house a damn name, then you're a douchebag. Not only that, but if you're giving your individual rooms in the house their own name, you're even more of a douchebag. Oh, let's retire to the winter salon. No, fuck that. That's just bullshit. And not only that, they have a cemetery in their own yard too, so they're burying their own family there apparently as well, which is very creepy. So the whole Blossom family vibe is very creepy and very weird, and the fact that their history in Riverdale goes all the way back a few generations, and it ties in with Betty's family, the Coopers. Apparently, Riverdale, the whole town, was built on the maple syrup industry, and Betty's grandfather and Jason's grandfather were rivals in who would own that maple syrup industry. And apparently, Betty's granddad killed Jason's granddad, which led into this ongoing rivalry between the two families going on now. And we're introduced to one of the more creepier members of the Riverdale cast, who is Nana Rose, who is like straight out of some bad horror movie. She's there purely to give jump scares to the audience, and well, you know, she was very creepy, so I guess she did her job. I'm not sure what her role is, except that she revealed a very key piece of information, that Jason was actually engaged to Betty's sister Polly, who is now the Cuckoo House, and apparently Polly was suicidal as well. So there's a lot of deep shit going on with them, between them two, that we have yet to really learn about. But outside of all the drama going on at the Blossom house, there were some other side stories as well to episode 5. One was Betty going on a date with some guy named Trevor, but more importantly, Archie now is starting to have a relationship with Val, who I have no idea who she is. Apparently she's one of the Pussycats, and it's kind of random how they're introducing her all of a sudden as a love interest for Archie, but she's helping him to write some songs and get his music career going. It just feels very awkward to force this relationship on the audience at this point, where we've already been trying to learn about his relationship with Betty and Veronica and Miss Grundy, and now you're throwing a fourth girl in there. It just seems to be a bit much and a bit forced, but we'll see where that goes. I really don't think it's going to be going anywhere, to be honest. It's probably just a 1 or 2 episode kind of thing, just to kind of maybe shoehorn the Pussycats in there, because to be honest, up to this point, the Pussycats have been pretty useless and pretty out of the picture, so maybe they're just trying to make them work somehow into the story. And you also find out who tore down the murder board from the last episode. Kevin's dad, who is the sheriff of Riverdale, set up a whole murder board in his house, putting in all those little pins and red strings as to kind of putting together the pieces of the mystery behind Jason Blossom's murder. But at the end of the episode, they found that somebody snuck in and tore the whole thing down. And now it's revealed that it was actually Betty's dad who did that. So what is his motivation, and now is he a suspect? So Riverdale has been introducing a different suspect each episode. You know, first there was Cheryl, then it was Miss Grundy, now maybe Betty's dad, was it Archie? You know, you really don't know. So I feel like they're gonna just keep throwing these red herrings at you until they finally reveal who it is. And I'm hoping that when we get to that point, the real killer does make sense and is a satisfying ending. There's also a continuation of the story about how the lodges owe the serpents money, and in order to give them a little warning sign, the serpent sends Mrs. Lodge a box at Pop's Diner, which apparently is also the only restaurant in Riverdale, because everyone seems to go there for a day to hang out or whatever, and Pop's is like the only place in town, I guess. But it's kind of turning into the new Peach Pit, where everyone just hangs out there. So anyway, Mrs. Lodge is working a late night shift at Pop's, and she finds a box there, and in the box,
show you with the box. Who's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Is a snake, which I guess is a sign from the serpent saying that, hey, give me my money. So I don't know, to me it would have been more effective to just go down there and just, hey, give me the money in that way. But I guess the box makes it a little more dramatic, has a little more dramatic flair. So, but episode 5, again, not one of the stronger ones. I kind of wish that they would go back to the characters more and not rely so much on the story of the murder. I mean, like I said in my previous reviews, I do enjoy the characters more than the story itself. Oh, speaking of, they brought my AAA back, Reggie. Reggie is in the competition to become football captain with Archie, so I was glad to see Reggie have a few more scenes in this episode as well. But anyway, like I was saying, I really do hope that they go back to being more character-centric. I know that the core of the story is this whole murder mystery, but again, for me, the characters is where the love is. That's who I want to see. I love the craziness of it also. Keep bringing it out, but then make it make sense though. Don't make it too out there. You know, the whole Blossom magic thing was just a bit too far out there for me. I didn't really appreciate that. It just felt a little too crazy for what they've established in this universe so far. So I kind of hope they keep it in line with what they've built. And there's about 7 or 8 episodes left, I believe. So a lot of time to get to know these characters more. So I'm hoping they do so. So come back next week for my recap of episode 6. Thanks again for watching. I hope you can subscribe to my channel to make sure you don't miss any more videos. And put a comment below too. I mean, if you love Riverdale like I do and want to talk story about it, let's talk story on my YouTube channel.